Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Daniel.
And I'm Callae.
Welcome to this week's episode of Adventures and Mousecapades.
This week, as you can hear, we've got Daniel and Callae on, who recently embarked on their very first Disney cruise. Now, we're old hats when it comes to sailing with Disney, but there's something about reliving the excitement with folks who are just experiencing Disney cruising for the very first time, and we wanted to share that with y'all. Plus, they got to visit both Castaway and Lookout on the same trip, so you know it was a great adventure. So without further ado, welcome Daniel and Callae.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Yeah.
So what was Disney's influence on you two growing up? Did you go to the parks a bunch? Was Mousercise on from the Disney Channel every morning?
Yeah, I grew up going to Disneyland a little bit, and then we moved to the East Coast. So I did a couple Disney World trips in college, but we've never taken our kids. And so This was really our first foray into anything Disney with our kids.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And for me, growing up, Disney just meant those movies. And so I went to Disney World one time in 6th grade. We did one day, and it was really fun. But nothing really stood out because it was a quick trip, and my family, Disney is great. It wasn't necessarily a huge thing that we did consistently at all. So,
yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Who was in your sailing party on this trip?
Yeah, so this was a trip for my dad's retirement. He just retired from being an airline captain, and so he and my mom decided to take me, my 3 brothers, and all of our families on this big celebration trip.
So there was a total of 17 of us.
Yeah, 17 of us.
8 kids.
8 kids.
Half of them were ours, and the other half were cousins. And it was a big party and a lot of fun. Of fun.
Yeah.
The ages of all the kids. So our 4 kids, we have 2 boys and 2 girls. Our 2 boys are 8. They're 10 and 8, and our girls are 6 and 4. And our 10-year-old is the oldest cousin. So all of the cousins are all between 10 and
4.
3. Shiloh's 3. So it's a pretty narrow window of kids, but there was a lot of them, and it was a lot of fun, a lot of energy.
Wow. Yeah, I was just going to say that. That is a ton of energy going on.
Yeah.
Some good energy, some not as good energy, but
was this everybody's first Disney cruise?
It was.
It was, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I think we were the biggest group on this sailing.
I think so.
Yeah, there's 17.
At least at our mealtime, we were the biggest group.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
And you were on the Disney Magic, which is the OG Disney ship. What brought you all to this particular itinerary and ship?
Yeah, I think that, my parents were the ones that picked it and planned it. But their thinking was that because it was the smallest ship, it would be less crowded. The beaches would be easier to manage and have less people. And they just liked the idea of it being a little bit smaller for our group.
Especially with the ages of all the kids. A smaller group is going to be a lot easier and safer for them if we lose somebody or whatever may happen.
Yeah.
But
And then you sailed out of Port Canaveral, right?
We did.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the Orlando port?
Well,
the one near
so we flew into Orlando.
Yep.
Yeah. We all stayed in a hotel that night, and then the next day took transportation down to Cape Canaveral. Mm-hmm. And that was really easy. We did private transportation.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, they just dropped us off right there. And it was like such a high getting on and seeing the boat for the first time and the kids all with their Mickey ears. It was so cute and so exciting.
Logistically, it was a lot faster than I thought it would be. We got on there, the porters took our luggage, and I feel like we just kind of got in line, went through, and we're going on the boat now. It was pretty quick. I was surprised.
Yeah, there was hardly a line.
Yeah.
How did you do a lot of research before you got on? Did you know what to expect?
So the research that we have done was a lot of YouTube videos that like we just search, what I wish I knew before going on my first Disney cruise or listening to a few episodes of y'all's podcast. And so we had some context and I feel like it wasn't, the expectations we had wasn't of the whole experience. It was a lot of like individual, at dinner, you need to remember we can order more than one dessert if we want to, or lots of individual little tidbits here and there. And so I don't know, expectation wise, I was blown away the whole time. It was just so fun.
The kids, really liked looking ahead of time of like, what do the water slides look like? And am I going to be tall enough to ride them? And things like that. Like the themed dinners and making sure that we had outfits, princess dresses that matched the Rapunzel's royal table and then Lumiere's Beauty and the Beast theme. So our girls, of course, had to have the Rapunzel dresses, the Belle dresses to have for those dinners. Nice. So there was a lot of YouTube videos and, we went sort of at the end of our summer. And so on those like boring summer days, they would be like, Mom, can we watch YouTube videos about the cruise? And I'm always like, yeah, of course. Like I want to too.
I think too, for me as a parent too, I did a lot of my own research of, what to expect. And a lot, I think I stressed more than I needed to about setting our kids' expectations for what it's going to be like. Yeah. Because especially our oldest, really any of our kids, they'll have expectations. It's going to be this way, and if it's not exactly that way, or it's different anyway, it's a huge letdown and frustrated, even though we're doing something amazing. And so I had done a lot of like. I was trying to do more prep with our kids, with our son who would like, I'm going to be in the pool all day long. I was like, absolutely, that'd be a lot of fun. There's a lot of other things going on, but as well as, I've read that, the pool is kind of like kids' soup. There's just a lot of people in there. And so it may not be exactly what you expect. So we did a lot of conversations around trying to hold expectations loosely, specifically for our kids. That I think was all completely unnecessary, honestly.
Yeah, because it was
everything was
so
just so amazing.
But you never know.
Yeah,
you really never know. Yeah. And when you've been looking forward to something for so long and you have it built up in your head so much, as it was our first time, we had no idea what it would be like, and it totally did live up to the hype. So
that's awesome.
We didn't have any concerns there. Yeah, beyond.
Yeah. One little anecdote. I have like a health tracking ring, and about 2 days in, I got or it's like day 3 or 4, I got an alert that said like, you've reached a new low average for your stress level and things. I was like, yep, that sounds about right.
Nice.
That is us. We can physically feel like our blood pressure drop by like 25 points when we drive onto Disney property, like especially in Florida. You go over under the arches and it says like, welcome to Disney World. And we both just have this physical like,
we're
it'll
here.
be okay now.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's
exactly. All right. So first impressions, what did you think when you got on board the Magic?
So one little piece of background for Callae and I, on our 10-year anniversary, when we went on a cruise, not a Disney cruise, it was Norwegian, and it was Alaskan cruise. And it was a lot of fun. It was great. It was our first time ever going on a cruise. So that kind of set a lot of expectations for me of like, it'll be kind of like this. Yeah. And I knew it's Disney. They do it all the best, and it's going to be better than that. But I think for me going on, I was expecting, what we experienced on Norwegian and like a little bit more, but surprised isn't accurate because I knew it was going to be a lot. Everything was so overwhelming and just cool and like, this. Oh, look at this. And so many moments with the kids of like, oh, look over there. Oh, guys. Oh my gosh, look, do you see this? And, it's just so fun.
Well, and seeing it through our kids' eyes makes it so much more special.
That was, I feel like, the biggest, theme for me, at least in our time. If it was just you and I, it'd have been so fun. But having it, getting to see it all through our kids' eyes made it, I probably doubled experience for us. Yeah. And we'll get into the different things we did each of the days, but for example, we went to the musicals and things, and the last musical, our daughter, actually all of our kids, they weren't sitting with us, with their aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff. Yeah. And we found ourselves, both Callie and I, constantly looking down the aisle, like, see, oh, are they watching this? Oh, do they see, like wanting to like, I want to like, oh my God, like talk to them and point things out. And like, just cause like we're naturally seeing it all through their eyes as well, it was just made it so much more magical and fun and emotional. It was just so special to be able to experience that with them and seeing it through their eyes.
Were they all ready to have your family name read out as you got on board and the applause line as you came through?
Yeah, we weren't expecting that, and so I was like, "Wait, they just said our name?"
Yeah. It was like, I didn't even realize it. Didn't fully realize it happened. I heard like the tail end of it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, that was really cute. I was like, how did they know?
Yeah.
I
don't know.
Wild. It's a mystery.
It's pixie dust.
Yep.
So what was the first thing that y'all did when you got on board? Actually, did everybody, all 17 of you get on board at the same time?
We did. Yes.
Okay.
And so that was a little tricky because we immediately went to Cabanas to try to eat lunch at the buffet. And there were no
already 1:30. And we had all the kids that hadn't eaten yet.
Yeah.
And so we were like, okay, we need to get ahead of this.
Yeah. So we were going up to Cabanas and the line was crazy. And then the people that were working there, they were like, oh, there's like no tables. If you go down to one of the restaurants, you can be seated and, have a sit down lunch. So we were like, great. So we went down there and, there's 17 of us. The tables aren't set up for 17. Yeah. So they split us up into groups of 3 and 4, and so we're like, it's me and my 2 daughters and my niece at one table, and they're like,
and our boys, and then their cousin, and then there's, I'm not sure how that ended up working out.
I don't know where all the rest.
And then
all
the adults were at their own tables.
Yeah, we had all the kids.
Well, not all of them, but
and everybody was very hungry, but also very excited to be there in this amazing restaurant. It's like Rapunzel themed and amazing. But it took a little while to get food. So I had packed actually a couple card games in my bag. And that came in so handy because my girls, we were like, okay, like let's play Uno. And we just sat and played Uno. And we have a Disney like finding picture game. I pulled out that after Uno. I was like, let's do this. And so that was perfect. And then, of course, they ordered huge ice cream sundaes at the end of lunch. And they were like, this is the best thing ever.
Sure.
So that was fine. It ended up being fine. But it was different than what we had expected. Yeah.
And as we were being seated, I was anticipating it being way worse. Of like, okay, we're all being split up, and I've got all these kids, and okay, and we sat down. Like I was with the boys, and they were all in great moods. We got our food relatively quick. I was surprised, and everyone was just thrilled. My oldest son, he ordered a burger, and then he finished it. He's like, can I just get another one? Like, oh, yeah, you can. And so he got, and then we all got sundae. So it was a lot of fun that I was anticipating more stress. That was great.
They hadn't even found the ice cream soft serve station yet.
No, not yet. That came later.
But they did find it.
Oh, yes.
And a little background on our family, the way we do dessert in our family is we both grew up, of the, 3 more beans, then you can have your dessert, that kind of thing that both of us, we didn't want to have in our families, just like the debate every single evening. Yeah. And so this is an idea that we got actually from my brother that they do, but we have Saturday nights is dessert night. So you get dessert on Saturday nights. That's just, there's no debating. It's just, you get dessert on Saturday nights. We don't dessert any other night of the week.
Okay.
On Saturday nights you do. And yes, you don't have to eat anything. If you want to skip dinner and only have dessert, you can. You're going to be hungry and probably get a stomach ache, but you can.
Details.
So our kids are a little sweet starved. So when we do things like this, it's vacation rules. It's, you can have you can go get another ice cream. Sure, go for it. But they're just like, oh my God, And so I'm sure, I am the same way. But I'm sure we had, as a family, 10 gallons of ice cream at least,
I'm the odd man out. I actually usually don't get the soft serve. I'm just weird like that.
You just had it for the first time like last year.
Yeah, I did.
That is very weird.
I've been on like 15 cruises. I've had like one ice cream cone.
Oh,
it's just, I love ice cream. It's just like never at the top of my list of things to go do.
I don't understand that.
I don't understand that either.
I
apologize.
Yeah.
I actually, what I was doing, I would go and get coffee in one of the cups up there on the top deck and fill up like halfway, and then I'd go over to the soft serve and then fill the rest of it with ice cream. So it'd be like a coffee,
affogato,
whatever. It was delicious.
Cool.
What kind of room did you guys have?
So we had we ended up actually having 2 rooms because we have 4 kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And so they were adjoining, and so on the manifest, it was me and the boys in one room and Callae and the girls in one room. We always left the doors open the whole time, and it was basically one big room.
But they were the deluxe veranda rooms.
Okay.
Okay.
So we had a veranda,
and we had everyone in our group. Our doors were all next to each other down.
Oh, perfect.
In the same hall, and so it was really, really great.
Did you get your stateroom hosts to open the balconies?
We did not.
No.
Honestly,
I don't know how much the balcony was
utilized.
Yeah.
It felt so good to be in the AC in the room that we just never wanted to open the door to go out. And, we're from Seattle, and so we're not used to the heat and the humidity. We both grew up in the South, but we have been acclimated to Seattle weather, and so we are not used to it. So honestly, it was great to have the views and, wake up to the sunrise. But I don't know if I would necessarily spring for that every time.
Yeah.
If it was a big cost difference, I might just do a window instead next time.
Yeah.
No, we used the balcony when we were leaving port or different. There are a few different times we were all out there.
Yeah,
but it was like a couple times.
Yeah. And we would go out there to put sunscreen on the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, next time if you go, when you have adjoining rooms, or even if you have a block of rooms that are all together, they can open that that sidewall, and you can just walk between all the rooms on the veranda.
That would have been cool. I don't know if I would have wanted my
Our
nieces and nephews to come in our room.
Well, it's fair. That is totally fair.
But
we did that with some friends when we were transiting the Panama Canal, and we had 3 rooms all in a row, and so we just had this one giant veranda for all 6 of us, and it was just
that's so fun.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was
That's
fun.
amazing.
It was fun.
Yeah.
So, circling back a little bit, as a first timer, what was booking like? Did you use a travel agent? I'm guessing mom and dad booked everything for everybody.
Yeah. So
He did.
Callie's dad booked it all. He used a travel agent with Costco. He did it all through Costco.
Okay.
I know that he talked to somebody on the phone. I don't know if he had a specific agent.
Yeah.
But that's what he used for booking. And we
Okay.
actually,
So it was really easy for you.
it was
so easy.
really easy for us. It was, there were levels at times that I was like, oh wait, what? I had no idea of any of the details like leading up to it. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? How is this working? It was just all taken care of, which was wonderful and amazing.
It was a really good, nice
we
gift.
did. I know that I kind of talked to him about it, but I know there were some last minute changes that had to be made because of the room situation. We realized, it's actually not like this, and we thought our rooms were a little different than we originally, and so there was a little bit of shuffling that we did about a week out. So I know that was a little tricky, but they were able to resolve it all.
Nice.
They ended up getting another room last minute, about a week before. So yeah, it worked out. They ended up being on a different level than us.
Right.
Their room did, yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah.
Well, the parents always deserve to have a little bit of their own
Yeah, they need a little.
Yeah.
peace and quiet. And,
Yeah, it's their retirement trip. So
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Did you book any onboard activities?
So our onboard activities, we didn't do much. We did the royal gathering with the girls, where they got to meet 4 princesses all at the same time, and that was great. They didn't really know what they were missing out on. They didn't know about the royalty. They didn't know about the bibbidi bobbidi boutique. And so we could have, gone crazy and spent lots of money. But our thinking was, this is already going to be amazing without needing to splurge for every little thing.
Right.
That we're just going to enjoy it the way it comes. And that honestly was so great. Like the kids, they didn't know what they were missing on, and they had such a blast without it anyways. So we did the royal gathering, and we went to the Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique before that to get pixie dusted. And that was
perfect.
magical for the girls because they had no idea what that was. And it was so fun. And we've been home for maybe 10 days now, and they still have glitter in their hair from that. So they keep asking me after every bath. They're like, is it still there? I'm like, oh yeah, actually it is still there.
And they love that.
They love it. I swear I'm washing their hair, but it just to their scalps.
Yeah,
So
this is exactly why I am anti-glitter, but it's okay.
So that was really sweet. And for us, there's so many cool sounding things for the adults, but we honestly didn't have any time to do those without dropping our kids off or, finagling timing of dinner and the shows and all of that. So we
only had one day at sea for this itinerary. And so, and we were at the pool all that day.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you mentioned the kids clubs. Like, what did everybody think of the kids clubs?
Yeah. So all the kids were all within the same age group for the Oceaneers Club.
That's amazing.
Which is great. Now our oldest, so Benson, he's about to be 11. So he was kind of on the old end of that. And then his cousin Everson, who's also 10, and then our oldest Bishop, who's 8. The 3 of them kind of, stuck together the whole cruise and did everything together. And we would have them go a few times. They probably went almost every day for at least a little while.
Yeah.
But they weren't thrilled with it. It was fun. It was great. But they also were at a level where our oldest, we actually brought one of our old iPhones that we don't use anymore and used on the Wi-Fi and so had the app so he could message with it. And so we had him have that. So he had a little more freedom to kind of, so with the 3 of them to sticking together, we let them kind of do their own thing sometimes occasionally. So, and that was also kind of the first time that they had a little bit of that kind of freedom because we were, all enclosed, it was safe. So they really wanted to do that. So they spent a lot of time going in, this character's out. We got to get their autograph. Oh, we got to get their autograph. Oh, we got to go meet Thor, and everything.
Perfect.
So they really, really did a lot of that, which was a lot of waiting in lines that I thought probably was not very fun, but they loved it.
So as long as they're having a good time, that's all that's important.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They felt really big, I think.
They
it's
did.
that little bit of independence, right?
Exactly. Yeah. But the rest of the kids really enjoyed it, I know.
They did.
The girls just yesterday were quoting something that they learned from there.
Some little pirate song.
Some pirate song. They were like, I've never heard that before. That they learned from there at some like Minnie Mouse pirate something, one day. But
they would leave with a million crafts that they did each time, and we would honestly, we only utilized it maybe for an hour every day. And it would be, we would get back from the pool or the beach, we would bathe them really quick, and then we would take them so that we could shower and we could get ready for dinner without kids. Because those are small quarters, to be with 4 kids. So we would go drop them off so that we can have a little bit of time before dinner. And so we didn't use it that much.
And I think so much of what we were really enjoying in experiencing things that we obviously wanted the moments of quiet and like we took those, but we really enjoying seeing everything through their eyes and getting to like participate in the awe and wonder with them. That was just so fun. That, there were, we would, in the afternoons, we drop them off after that. Then we get ready. We'd take our time and then we'd go walk around and go look at stuff. But we found ourselves even in those moments being like, oh, like there's Goofy's that we should go get the kids so they can, that kind of, that we found ourselves doing, fairly often in those moments too.
So your first stop was Disney's, you're on the original ship. You hit Disney's original private destination, Castaway Cay, there in the Bahamas. It's a favorite spot of lots of DCL fans, ourselves included. What did you think? Did you have any shore excursions or was it just a beach day?
We didn't have excursions, but some people in our party did. They rented paddle boards and paddle boats, I think. And
but it was a rainy day.
It was a rainy day.
It rained.
Okay.
And that was a really weird experience for us because it was hot and rainy. I don't like this doesn't work this way. I was so confused.
Does not compute. Yeah.
There's never warm rain in Seattle.
Right. No.
And so it was rained on and off.
Yeah.
It wasn't rainy the whole time. But so we did a beach day, but it was overcast. It was more of a a wet beach day. And actually, I know that your parents and Chad and one or two of his kids did the excursion, but they ended up getting canceled because of I think
lightning.
Thunder or lightning.
They got lightninged out. But I think in the morning it was not rainy the whole time, and so we had a great time at the beach. The kids loved the in the water playground. Our 6-year-old was like obsessed with climbing to that. She felt so big and proud of her for getting out there.
Yeah.
And then our oldest 2 boys and their cousin, they did a lot of snorkeling out there. And so that was perfect for them because there was no waves. It was really calm. They were able to do, all of the snorkeling, which has, the hidden statues down there with, they came back and they were like, we saw all these things and telling us all about what they saw down there. And they saw little fish too. And so that was a really great experience for them. They've never snorkeled before. So it was a really good first experience for them and really easy. They stayed out there for quite a while. Actually pretty impressed with their stamina at their ages, 10, 10, and 8.
Yeah.
They did great.
And then our 8-year-old and I, we went over to where the water slides are go into the water. And we went over and we're so excited to go do it and walked over there. And as soon as we got in line, he just said, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And so we walked back out and went swaying back over and went back and played on the beach. I challenged him a little bit, like, are you sure? We came all the way over here and it looks really fun. Nah, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And then after lunch, we ended up taking them to the kids club on the island and checking them in there. And they went with their littlest cousins, who are 3 and 5. And so they went in there, and then that's when it really started pouring. So we, they were in there for maybe 30 or 45 minutes before it just started dumping, and the excursion started getting canceled. And so we ended up grabbing them and going back to the boat earlier than we anticipated, but it was totally fine. I think that we had a really great beach experience. The snorkeling, the lunch was amazing. And so I feel like we did a little bit of everything that it had to offer. And then it was okay, so.
Yeah.
Next up was Nassau. Did you get off the ship?
We did.
For a little bit.
For about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And we've alluded to it multiple times, but we're not used to the heat. We just simply, and like full transparency, I am a sweater. And so when I was outside, I was like, I'm wet.
You're not a sweater. You just sweat a lot.
I sweat
You're
a
not
lot.
a sweatshirt.
Well, that's my joke. But yeah, so we did get off the boat. We looked at a few of the shops, and everyone was really hot, especially me. And it was a bright sunny day. It was beautiful, and it was like we want to go swimming in the pool. We want to go to the slides, and we hadn't had the opportunity to spend a lot of time in the pool yet. The day before, it had been when we got back to the boat, it was like, really raining a lot more. And so it was more inside that afternoon. And so it was really the first day, like really spend some time at the pool. So we ended up going back in, and we just hung out at the pool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that was really great. And some people in our party ended up exploring past the initial shopping area at Nassau. And some of them were like, yeah, it was great. And some of them were like, I wish we hadn't done that. So, like when you have kids, it just changes things because it's like, okay, my kids really didn't handle that very well, or like that was a lot of walking, or we ended up in an area and we had no idea where we were and we were trying to get back, and that was a little scary, and so we were totally okay with our decision, and just having it be just us and our kids and not our entire party back on the boat was actually really fun because we were able to just be with our kids a lot, and they, discovered their intense love of the slide, the very twisty slide. What is that called?
I don't.
The yellow one.
The yellow one.
Yeah.
Is it the
Slidosaurus Rex?
No.
The AquaDunk? The one
No. The AquaDunk
No.
also was
That's
there.
the free fall one.
That's the fall one,
That's the fall one.
It's like
It's like Minnie's something.
No, it's like the
I
Donald
don't
Duck
remember.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody did that slide. Like our 4-year-old, she just would do it and run right back up and get back in line and do it again, right? And she spent hours on that thing. She loved it. And then our older boys, they did the AquaDunk, and with me, which was that first day. I believe it was after Nassau. I was just with Bishop, our 8-year-old, and he was like, "I'm gonna go do that slide." The big one. I was like, oh, okay, great. And he just ran up there. He's like, I'm gonna go by myself. I was like, okay, I'll take a video and I'll watch, and stuff. And he went up, and I don't think he really knew what to expect. So he was tall enough, but he hopped in there. I got a video of him. And he came down, came out the bottom. It was it's like 5 seconds long.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, way to go, bud. And he looked at me with his eyes big, shaking his head like, oh no. And so, and we laughed about it and things. And then our cousin and my son, they both want to do it. They're both 10. They want to do it, but also like, I don't know, I'm nervous and things. And I had done it so that they could watch me do it. And then several of their other uncles had done it, and their grandfather had done it. And they were like, oh, maybe, and I don't know, and back and forth. And finally, like, okay, we're gonna do it. And this was actually on our last day that they decided to do it. And so I got in line with them, and we all went up there. And our 8-year-old Bishop, he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it again too, and came with us. And we got up there to the top, and our 10-year-old, it was his turn. He's like, okay, he got in and was getting ready to and then got back out. Like, hold on, it's just he knew what to expect. He knew that his younger brother did not like it, and so there was a lot there. And so he got back in, and he was nervous. And I was like, hey, bud, you don't have to do it. Absolutely don't. If you want to go walk back down, you can. But if you want to do it, you got to do it now because everyone's waiting. Yeah. And so he got in, and like the door shut, and I'm sitting there watching his face. I'm like, oh gosh, is he? He's good, right? And then he drops, just all of a sudden he's gone. And I was, he's going on the side. I'm like, oh no, is he going to come out? That was really a bad choice. And he came out and like raised both his arms, like, yeah. yeah, he did it. He was so proud of
It was
himself
so
and loved
cute.
it. It was so great. That was
That's
probably
awesome.
the highest moment of the cruise.
It was like
Yeah.
so confidence boosting for him.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I would not do that. So good for him.
You're not going to do it?
Nope.
It's really fun. It was really fun.
Sorry to disappoint you, Alicia. We're going to be on the Magic in
November.
And I don't.
I'd love to try it, but I don't know if I can yet.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh man.
I will say that you have a lot of company in terms of folks who don't get off at Nassau. There are a lot of Disney cruise fans when they do one of those Bahamas cruises are like, look, it's another sea day. And we early on in our cruising career have tried some of the excursions around on Nassau, and it's more often than not a sea day for us. In fact, the shopping we actually haven't been to because we've been doing a bunch of other itineraries that haven't necessarily hit Nassau, and all of that shopping area was still under construction.
Yeah.
While in our more recent cruises, I think our last one, some of it was open, but it was still like halfway under construction, and it was like a rainy day. And we're like, no.
Yeah,
So,
not worth it. Yeah, I did. It was really nice. It was really well done, and they had really great public bathrooms, and there was a good mix of food and bars and shopping, but it just
their
wasn't.
outside air conditioner was broken. It was
yeah,
was
it
a
often
warm
is in the
day.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your last stop was Disney's newest private destination, Lookout Cay at Lighthouse Point. What did y'all think?
Oh man.
That was the best.
It was the best.
It
was the best beach we have ever been on.
Oh yeah, the sand
sugar
felt
sand.
like powdered sugar.
Oh,
It
wow.
was a gorgeous day, and it was like it was obvious this is all brand new, and it was so nice.
Yeah, really nice.
It was a beautiful day, and we were just we got there, we got out on the beach, and we were just in the water so much, and then we ended up doing the splash pad for a while too, and the slide there. The kids loved that water slide. We had lunch. And there was a lot of other things that are there too, and the different, activities and different, stations and different stuff that's going on that I kind of wanted to poke around and see, but we just ended up being in the water, and it was it's the best beach ever.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was so nice.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah.
And one of my brothers and his wife, they don't have kids. And so they went to the Serenity Bay, the 18 plus beach. And so he was able to do a lot of snorkeling there off of that beach. And he said that it was incredible. Like there was a ton of coral, lots of really beautiful fish. They weren't allowing kids to go out to snorkel just because of tides, I guess, that day. And so he was like, they're letting the adults over on this beach. But, so he did that. And so he said that was incredible. And I think that just like it is so well done. Like I got off and I was like, I feel like I'm in a Disney park, but it's real. Like it's not pretending to be the Bahamas. We're in the Bahamas, but done by Disney. And it was so well done and so beautiful. And they have so much, like it's so connected to nature. They have so many nature trails. And, I know they have like a 5K loop and, things like that. And some people in our group, they did do nature walks and paddleboarding, nature excursions.
And there was a pirate activity.
There's a pirate activity that some of them did.
Scavenger hunt or something.
Yeah, we didn't do that with our kids, but I think it was good for the little ones and their family. And so, some of us in our group did some of those things, but I think that even if you don't, like us, it was just amazing.
It was so amazing. Yeah.
It was so beautiful. The kids were like, this looks like mermaid water. I'm like, because this is where Ariel is actually from. Like, it looks like Ariel water because this is the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So it was just gorgeous. And the kids were like, oh, look, when the water hits the sand, it turns a little bit pink. That was something that our server had said to us, like, look for the pink sand. So the girls loved that. And it was so nice. And I think it was a lot less crowded than I thought too. I thought that it would be super hard to find a chair or an umbrella. And I don't know if it was just because they have enough chairs for everybody, or if it was because we were on the Magic and there's just less people overall. But it was totally fine and not an issue for us.
Yeah.
So, and we ended up, our kids needed to sleep in a little bit more that day. And so we got off
later.
We got off a little bit later than the rest of our group did.
10 or something like that.
10:30 or 11, honestly. But even getting
and they made
there,
the walk, there's a long walk out from the boat that they did just fine on the way out. And we grabbed a wagon and used a wagon for the girls, and then we hopped on one of the trams and went over. So it was pretty seamless. On the way back, we were all tired from the beach and things, and we were all in our wet swimsuits, chafing from walking and things. So there was a level of like, okay,
the kids were a little over it, and they didn't want to walk back. And there were no wagons.
Their wagons were all gone at that moment. They were like bringing some more and things. So
right.
So they were like, here, just whoever needs extra assistance, come over here and get on a golf cart. And I was like, okay, well, these 3 of our kids need extra assistance. Like, our girls were not going to be able to walk back. And then one of our sons was like chafing, or I don't know. He was uncomfortable somehow. Yeah. And so I rode back on the golf cart with them. And that was great. Like, they were like, yeah, let's just have you hop over here. And they were totally accommodating. So that was nice.
That's awesome.
I will say, I wish I had looked at the map of everything like before we got there. Because the paths are, it's a lot of kind of circles that all connect in different ways. It was easy for me. Where are we going again? There weren't these direct routes that are a lot more easy and obvious, as well as just the map in the app. Everything's numbered. And so I was like, okay, this is 12. Okay, what's 12? Go over here. Like, okay, 12. Oh, this. Okay, but where's the thing? What I'm looking for? It's 14. Okay, where's 14? That I wish I would have just on my computer before going had looked at the maps and just familiarized myself with it a little bit. But it wasn't remotely a problem. It was so great. I just know we missed stuff there. I know,
Sure.
that I'm sure there were things that we would have enjoyed, but we also really, really enjoyed. It was just a perfect day. We all got really sunburned.
Well, you just have to leave some stuff to do the next time when you go back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you had a sea day after this on your way back north to Port Canaveral.
Yes.
Anything special stick out about your sea day? More time in the pool, I'm assuming?
Lots of time in the pool. The boys, that was the day that all of the Marvel Avengers were out to take pictures with.
Oh,
so
cool.
our boys spent the morning in line to see
everybody.
Thor and Spider-Man,
Captain America, Black Panther.
That was totally worth it for them.
They loved it.
Yeah.
They loved it. And they, talked to them and interacted with them and really enjoyed it. And they had gotten to see Spider-Man and Thor earlier in the week at the Oceaneers Club. At different things, they got to interact with them there, which they liked. And so they got to see them again, which they still waited in line and wanted to. They didn't get their autographs before. And they each had their own book they wanted to get autographs in. So.
Perfect.
And since I had gotten so sunburned the day before, I was like, great. I will stay inside this morning and wait with them and be with them. So that was totally fine.
Yeah. And then, we spent a lot of the afternoon, by the pool.
Doing the water slides. Eating lots of ice cream. The kids were, our 10-year-old was like, there's a place called Pinocchio's Pizza. And he was like, man, Pinocchio really knows his pizza.
That was like his joke he really enjoyed saying to everybody.
So we loved getting food from cabanas and taking it out to a table and just sitting by the pool. And our kids are just at really great ages where they can be independent. And, our 4-year-old, she was like just going down the water slide over and over for like an hour and a half. And we would go with her sometimes, or her, siblings would go. Even if they stopped going down, she would keep going down. And the kids loved being in the pool and watching the movies and floating. So they enjoyed that a lot.
And even like with the food, especially our older kids really enjoy having a level of freedom of like, oh yeah, I can go up to Pinocchio's and I can order a pizza on my own and get the thing and come back all on my own and be able to do that and, manage all that on their own. They really enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
Did you all get to go to any of the special deck parties like Pirate Night?
Yes.
We did. We did all of the deck parties.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
both of them.
Right. There was the leaving.
When you leave
Sail Away.
Sail Away. Mm-hmm.
Sail Away party. That was very fun. And then,
that was such a great, like, we still didn't quite, and we're still figuring everything out. And that was just like in your face so much.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting.
All the characters and hearing the horn blasting, and that was just so fun and magical.
So fun. Yeah.
So we all really enjoyed that. And then Pirate Night was so much fun. Our group got really into it. My dad had like a whole wig and stuff. And the kids thought that was hilarious because he doesn't have hair. And then he all of a sudden he has a little bit of hair. All of a sudden he had all these dreadlocks, So
that's awesome.
That was really fun. The deck party was great. And the fireworks, it was so fun. And we really actually ended up getting really great seats. Not seats, but we were standing right at the front. Yeah. So the kids had a really great view of all of the dancing and things. Awesome. And so that was really fun. It was a late night. It goes really late, but
But that was kind of our mentality. Obviously, we're on Seattle time. We were in, what is that, East Coast or the East Coast time. So there was a little bit, it made it a little easier, but it was also, it's vacation. Yeah. You absolutely, as long as you guys you kids are doing okay, you absolutely can stay up,
Yeah.
And so it ended up being, they all aligned as far like they all stayed up together. Yeah. We didn't have anyone needing to go back and go to bed early or anything.
Yeah.
Cool.
But it was so fun. Yeah.
We've actually gotten to the point where our message to Sterling at this point, because he's 13, soon to be 14, has been like, look, when you come back at whatever hour you're coming back in the middle of the night, don't wake us up. Don't slam the door.
I know. Looking on the schedule, I would see things in the older kids clubs starting at 11 p.m. I'm like, oh man, yeah. That would have totally been something our oldest would have loved to be a part of. I think seeing the things that they were doing. And he's 2 months away from being 11 and being in one of those older groups. But
if he had been able to be in there, his younger brother and cousin wouldn't have, and there would have been, it's kind of
it ended up being perfect. I do like a lot of the things they just looked so cute. Like, and during Pirate Night. Was it Pirate Night? When there was like a flash mob that the tween group had been practicing. And we had seen flash mob practice, in the itinerary. And so we were like, oh, this is the flash mob that they've been practicing for. And it was so cute. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I will note that I think it's Edge. Is for the next group up. You can sign in 10-year-olds to go there.
Oh.
You just have to have parental permission for that.
Yeah, we might have done that if he didn't have his younger brother that he wanted to stick with.
And that's what they're just 2 years apart. They do everything together, and so that would have been really hard to separate.
Yes, we've heard stories from both from folks on our podcast and others that we've heard of that can be a very troubling issue when you have 2 siblings who with the age gaps are forced to be in different spots. There's some leeway to move kids up into the older club, but there's 0 leeway to move kids down.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
It can be tricky. So it's something to keep in mind as you move forward. It may be issues at times. Let's move on a little bit. Let's talk about food. What did you guys think of rotational dining?
Oh, we loved it.
It was so great.
It was so great. And we loved having the same server. I don't know if I fully realized that we would have the same server that moved with us through the rotational dining. And she was so fantastic with us, with our kids. She knew that they were going to order mac and cheese before they even said, I would like the mac and cheese, please. You know, and so they got to know us and our preferences and our kids. You know, they would have the kids' drinks waiting for them. And she knew that the kids all like to sit together at the end of the table, you know. So that was so fantastic.
Yeah.
And our oldest...
even at the animator's palette, you know, they put, she specifically was like, hey, I put all the kids down here because Mickey's going to come out and they'll be able to see better from here, you know, and things. And so they were, so great.
Yeah. Our oldest especially really loved not ordering from the kids menu, but ordering from the adult menu and trying new things. And he's like such a little foodie, and he loves to, you know, make recipes out of his own recipe book here at home and things. And so he totally got into the whole like, oh, I'm going to get this appetizer and then this soup and then this entree. Can I have 2 desserts? You know, like,
come by and ask, like, what are you guys ordering? I think I'm going to get this, but what do you think I like that? What about this? And then I told our server's name was Daisy. I was like, I talk to Daisy. Ask Daisy about it. And so he would like ask, oh, I'm thinking about this. What do you think? It was so cute.
It was
sweet.
so cute. Yeah. And then he would be like, can I get 2 desserts too? You know, because Daniel liked to order 2 desserts every night. And so we would be like, I don't know, ask Daisy if that's okay. And so we would have to make him ask her. Of course. She's like, yeah,
of
get
course.
whatever you want.
Well, she teased him at first. She came and asked, like, is 2 desserts okay with you guys? You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's up to you. I told her, I was like, I told him to ask you, so you're in charge.
Yeah.
And so she, like, when he asked the first time, she was like, and like made him wait for a minute and was like, sure. Yeah. She was British. Sure. Yeah, but it was fun. Cute.
So our first night, we were at Rapunzel's Royal Table, but I knew that there was going to be a show, and I didn't realize we wouldn't have the show that first night. It was later in the week. And so, so that was just a normal first dinner. And then the second night,
we were at Lumiere's.
And that was great. Our oldest tried escargot for the first time, and he felt really proud of himself.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And he liked it too.
He did. He was like,
Fantastic.
if I didn't know if it was a snail, I would have said, I like it. But knowing it was a snail, it got in my head, and I don't know if I would have it again, but I'm proud of myself for having it.
Yeah.
So that was fun. And then we were back there again the next night for Pirate Night. But with it being Pirate Night, you know, it had a different menu.
Yep.
So that was really great and really delicious.
Each one of our dinners, I mean, we were the biggest party that was there. And so it was usually like several tables pushed together.
Yeah.
At Rapunzel's, it was like, I think one big table, or, you know, it made more sense. But at Lumiere's and at Animator's Palette, it was clearly like, oh, these are some square tables and there's a circle table, and it's all kind of together. But we were definitely the biggest party that was there.
We were usually the last party in the dining room.
Yeah, we were always the last.
We were always the last ones. They would like turn the lights on, you know. At the end.
Like, okay, guys, because we had the early dinner.
Okay.
So, and I was like, oh, we've got to get out. They've got people coming in here pretty soon. They're trying to like reset.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. But yeah, so we had, it was Rapunzel's, Lumiere's again, but for Pirate Night, and then Animator's Palette.
Okay.
And that was so fun.
That was so fun.
The whole show, and then Mickey coming out, and everything. It was just magical.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
The Fantasia soundtrack, the fanfare goes, and Mickey comes.
Well,
I can't wait to go on the magic again.
I mean, for me, even like, so my background is in film. That's my degree is film school, and I was a filmmaker for 10 years, and so, but like literally just seeing their edit and montage of all the pieces that built together, I just like. From an art perspective, what they cut, how they cut it, and it was just so well done. And using a medium of having multiple screens showing different things, but similarly they all work together, was, I thought, just absolutely genius and beautiful storytelling. Like, it wasn't necessarily a, you know, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 narrative, but they wove an aesthetic of Disney that was just magic. It was unbelievable. I mean, by myself, I would have teared up just looking at it, watching it and everything. And then we're with the kids, that much more so. I was just in awe. It was so well done. So well done.
Yeah, that was
Awesome.
really fun. And for the kids to see Mickey. I don't think that our kids knew Mickey was coming.
I don't think so
Yeah,
either.
so that was really fun for them. And I made everybody coordinate that night. I was like, okay, our family is wearing red and black and white so that we can match the restaurant
Perfect.
and take good pictures. So yeah, that was
And
cute.
our faces, that was the day that we were all got sunburned. So our faces were red too. So
Perfect. That was fully planned, I'm sure.
Fully.
yeah.
What was your favorite restaurant or menu?
I mean, atmosphere. I mean, it was the animator's palette. Yeah, it was just unbelievable.
I think my favorite menu might have been the pirate menu, actually.
Okay.
I thought it
Wow.
was good. I'm a big seafood person, though, and I think
Okay.
that one was a little more seafood coated because it's
Yeah.
piratey. But I also really liked Lumiere's. I thought that was really delicious. Everything was so good. I don't know if I could tell you what I had each night because
same.
it was all so.
I loved every single thing I had.
Yeah.
And I don't know
That's
that I
great.
could tell you what I had because it was just like, this is all so good.
yeah.
That's why we take pictures. Otherwise, we would
Yes.
not remember.
We should have. Yeah.
We did a lot of sharing too of, let me try that. Oh, yeah, that kind of thing.
We've got to try Pirate Night menu again.
Yeah.
It has changed within the last 2 or 3 years. The original or older Pirate Night menu was not anything really to write home about, and that was often would be when we would like book our Palo dinner and have like the elevated dining experience on Pirate Night because we're like, it's not our favorite menu, so because it's that same Pirate Night menu in all of the restaurants.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
And so we just knew that was the one that we'd skip. And now
Let's do that in February.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
It was kind of like there was a lot of Cajun dishes, you know, like I think that I got some sort of like blackened chicken Cajun pasta or something like that.
I do not remember what
I don't
what
remember,
all.
but I remember thinking,
I was
oh, this
sitting,
all sounds really good.
Yeah.
So, and
It
I
was all just so
definitely,
good.
I definitely miss my nightly cheesecake. The
Now that we're back.
cheesecakes were so yummy, and the kids got Mickey bars.
Or what was
For
the dessert
dessert
that Daisy always recommended? The
Cream brulee.
Yes, creme brulee. I had that more often than not. I mean, I ordered 2 desserts, I think, every single meal.
well, I mean, as you do.
Because it's like, well, I mean, I want both, so
Right.
I'll have both. And, you know, my intention, I'm just going to try both. I finished both of them, totally, of course. But
Right. You don't want to be wasteful.
I don't want to wait. Yeah, exactly.
We get home and the hardest thing for us is like, what do you mean I have to put my own napkin in my own lap? Like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
How about the lounges? Did you all get a chance to try any of those?
We went to one once.
Yeah, we
Right
went
before
and
dinner.
got drinks once, and there was sports
Trivia.
trivia, which is funny because I am not a sports person at all. I really enjoy playing sports. I just don't follow anything.
Yeah.
And so that was a little bit funny. But we wanted to get some drinks. We were with Callie's brother and his wife, and so we popped down there. But I know
Was that at the pub at O'Gill's?
We did.
Gills,
Yeah.
Okay.
But then we kind of ran out of time before we had to go get the kids for
Yeah.
dinner. And so it was a little more rushed than I hoped. I thought we
Yeah.
were just going to be able to like sit and relax.
But we did the D Lounge a few times, and they had a silent disco at one point in time. We were in there with the kids and some other dance parties and that kind of thing. We did.
Yeah.
But most of the like pub and lounge activities, we were, whether it was a different craft or different other quizzes or other activities, we were either at the pool or the kids were wanting to meet a character or something like that. So we were aware of them and we popped in a few times for things, but mainly we popped in if it was a dance party. So we did a lot of dancing.
Nice. Well, speaking of dancing, we of course can't skip the main stage shows. The Magic has Disney Dreams, Twice Charmed, which is an original twist on the Cinderella story, and Tangled, the musical. Did you make it to any of the shows? All of the shows?
all
All
of
of
them.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite parts. It was so excellent and
So
so
well
well
done.
done.
Yeah.
And so it started with the
Twice
Cinderella, Twice Charmed.
Yep.
And it was like, oh my gosh, like the special effects and, it's
It's
Broadway.
Fun. It was a Broadway level.
Yeah. And we're on a cruise boat in the middle of the ocean, like this is wild how talented these people are.
Yes.
Yeah.
How well done. And the kids loved it. That was their first time ever sitting through a show like that. And so
fantastic.
it was a great first time because, the audience is full of kids.
Yep.
Yes.
You're not having to be 100% quiet like you would if you were to go to a real Broadway show somewhere.
Yep.
And so it was a really great intro into show etiquette and how to be an audience member. And the kids just loved it. And so we did, Twice Charmed. And then the next night was Tangled, the musical.
Tangled was so well done.
Yeah.
And
at the
horse
end, when you have the lights that are floating, it feels
the
so
lanterns.
immersive. Like I started tearing up. Like I feel like I'm in the movie, the lights all come in the audience and they're just like all around you. And so that was really cool.
And for all the shows, the way that they engage the audience, whether they're just, actors are running up and down the aisles or something, or the lanterns are coming out in the room, or, someone shows up out here. It was so well done.
Yeah.
So well done. Yeah.
So, and then the third night on Pirate Night, there was a ventriloquist that came and she was hilarious. We didn't know what to expect. And she is like this middle-aged mom of 5, but they were like, she's been with Disney for so long. She's won all of these awards. And we were like, okay, we don't really know what to expect.
She had 5 or 6 different characters
and
she'd bring out.
She was so hilarious and right at our kids' level of humor. Our boys were crying. They were laughing so
They were
hard.
saying their stomach was hurting from laughing too hard.
That's what our 6-year-old said. She was like, when she said one joke, and it was like a poop joke. When she said this one joke, my stomach was hurting. I was laughing so hard. And I was like, that is so great. And so that was really fun and unexpected. I didn't realize that we would have something like that too. And
she
then
had one character she brought out that was like a 3-year-old. It was supposed to be like a 3-year-old. So there are a lot of, I go poop on the potty, things that she said that, and then just other, 3-year-old acting a little bit inappropriate humor that they just ate up. They thought was the funniest thing in the world.
The variety acts that Disney brings on to fill out the longer cruises are so amazing.
So fun.
We've had one that sticks out is John Armstrong is a magician, and he is just fantastic. And the way that all of these folks, like Disney doesn't just go find a ventriloquist or a magician or a whatever the act is. They find these folks who know how to tailor their performance and their content for the audience. And it's just magical, because then oftentimes you can have those same folks will then go do like a late night adult set in D Lounge or something like that. And it's tailored towards not the kids, and I'm not to say that it's risque or anything like that, but it's like we're beyond poop jokes. We can do some more highbrow things, and
that's so fun.
That's so well done. Well done. I'm glad you liked that.
That was fun. But I think our favorite was the Dreams, which was the last night. And it was, I don't know if you have seen that before, if it's on other ships or not.
I'm trying to remember which one that is.
So
it is. We have seen it. I can't remember which other
Is that
ship
the
is
Old
on
Man
it.
and the Flower?
No, it's about
Or
a
is
girl
that-
who's going to her first day of middle school, and she's
yes. Okay.
yeah. So she's
Peter
visited
Pan
by Peter
visits her.
Pan, and it just goes through this montage of all of these Disney songs and princesses, and Elsa was in the show,
Shows
which
up in the
she hadn't
audience
been on our ship
and
at all,
things
and so that was a huge. All of the girls were like, "It's Elsa," and it's snowing in the audience, and during the Little Mermaid bits, there's bubbles in the audience.
And the
so
Lion King
the Lion
at the end was
King.
unbelievable.
Yeah, so they just brought out, all of these, our favorite songs that we grew up with, as well as our kids. And it was just so magical. And I was tearing up, and I was like, this is so beautiful. And then
That was the
Minnie
show-
and Mickey come out at the end, and it's just like, oh, it's so great.
That was the show. We actually did not have any of our kids sitting with us in that show, and that was the show we kept looking to them, like, oh, are you know, like it was the level of like we were trying to watch it through their eyes, and like we wanted them to be sitting with us, just because there were so many amazing things, like, oh yeah, oh my gosh, there's Elsa, or oh my gosh, there's you know, all the different. It was just so special.
My 4-year-old especially, I was like, you know, when Elsa came out, I was like, oh my gosh. Or Anna was in it too, and Anna's her favorite. You know,
she like walked down the road to us in the middle of the show at one point to give us both hugs. She wanted to give us hugs.
Yeah, she was just like so full of emotion.
And she was like, my eyes are wet. Are your eyes wet? It's just like, oh.
Yeah. She's our little empath.
Yeah.
So she loved it. Yeah, it was really beautiful. Really, really well done.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And that was a really great like final note to finish it all off. And I know that there was a sort of farewell party in the atrium after that, but it was a late night thing, and it was like, you know, we needed to finish packing to put our suitcases out by 10 p.m. And so we just skipped that, but I was like, I'm totally fine skipping that because this was such a great like ending and highlight and, you know, last hurrah type of thing. So that was really beautiful.
Well, one of the nights we watched a movie.
There was one night where there wasn't a show after dinner. And so they were showing Freakier Friday had just come out into theaters. And so that was being shown in the big theater. And then in the smaller movie theater was the new Pixar Elio. So we went and saw that with our kids. And so that was a great, like, okay, like, you know, it's just a movie night instead of a show.
And that was fun too, because that right now, when we were on the cruise, I mean, that movie was only still in theaters. It wasn't out on Disney Plus or anything yet. And so
they do what they call premieres at sea with, of course, EARS. And you get first run shows. Like if it's coming out that day, it's on the ship that day. We've seen several
Tangled
premieres.
is one of them, actually.
Tangled we saw on the ship for the first time. Star Wars Rogue One. We saw. Ended up with like a 5 or 6-year-old, I forget how old Sterling was, completely latched onto K2SO, and then you know three quarters of the way through the movie, that didn't turn out so well.
Nothing. I mean, it doesn't turn out well for anybody.
No, that's true.
No, that's true.
It's not a happy ending. No.
On the Star Wars note, I will say we were, at least the boys and I were disappointed. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. And we were disappointed. There wasn't a ton of Star Wars stuff. There was one photo op that had a lightsaber. And that was the only Star Wars thing.
It was more of the Marvel.
It was, a lot more Marvel thing.
I know some of the other ships have more Star Wars things.
Some here and there. I will say that there is usually some sort of character meet and greet in the kids area at some point where they have maybe Chewbacca or C-3PO
or Rey.
But it's only in the kids area. Anybody can go during that time and get the photo up or get the character meet and greet, but it's like it's only there unless they're doing a Star Wars Day at Sea, which I don't think they do.
They haven't done one of those in years. Was this a Marvel Day at Sea, or there just happened to be Marvel characters?
Happened to be Marvel characters.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And those Marvel characters were doing different things throughout the time. They just didn't do the meet and autograph photo op. They showed up at Oceaneers Club a couple times for different things.
Thor did, but that was the only time that Spider-Man came out.
Spider-Man did a web slinging tutorial with
did
them.
he?
The
line for Spider-Man was crazy.
Yeah.
And everybody, that was the only kind of photo op available for him.
But so you waited in line with the boys for Spider-Man, and you guys were at the end of the line.
Yeah.
So there was a cast member that was like holding the end of the line that you got to talk to.
Yeah, and she's one of the entertainers in the Broadway show, in the shows at night. And so that was really fascinating to get to talk to her. And
then we saw her that night.
We saw her. She was the main singer in The Lion King. And so that was really, it was like, oh, I know her. And I feel so proud of her. And she's such a beautiful singer. And I was like tearing up. It was such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
She sang Circle of Life. And so, that was really interesting to get to chat with her and get a behind the scenes. I really liked chatting with different cast members and getting the behind the scenes look. And we chatted a lot with our server, you know.
Yeah.
We're like, what is life like? And our assistant server, his wife also works on the ship. You know, he's married. And and our server, she has a boyfriend that worked on the ship, you know, so it's like, wow, it's like a whole world.
The city.
You know, it's a whole, city ecosystem that is like totally hidden behind the scenes, you know, but she's like, I love talking about it. We just can't bring it up, you know? She was like, ask me whatever questions you want. But,
Would you cruise with Disney again?
I don't know, man. Absolutely.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
My word, it was amazing.
I think we're spoiled, you know?
I don't
like,
think we could do a different cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to us. Yeah.
We went on another cruise, just the two of us, which was really, really great.
Yeah.
But like, if we were to do that again, it'd be like, oh, I mean, well, Disney does it this way. So this is kind of,
it is,
you know?
We recently just did an Alaska cruise with Celebrity. We cruised from Vancouver to Hawaii with Royal last year. And it is impossible to not just go like, well, Disney wouldn't do it this way. Or maybe this is a little better than Disney, but everything is just compared to Disney.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so good.
But it's our happy place.
It is.
Yeah.
So,
100 place. 100.
Yeah,
100%.
we would love to do another one.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you have a bunch more ships to try and lots more itinerary options. I mean,
I know.
The world's your oyster.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun to take the kids on an Alaskan one, especially with the port being out of Vancouver. You know, we could just drive up and go out of there. I think that they would really enjoy seeing the glaciers and things.
We really enjoyed our Alaska cruise and getting to see Glacier Bay, and it's just the beauty of that was just so fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the character interactions
Yes.
in Alaska are pretty top notch too.
Are they?
Yeah, just imagine, on glacier viewing day, like they're all out on deck in their Alaska gear.
Oh, wow.
So
Fun.
Yeah, that's really
it's,
fun.
yeah, it's
Oh,
pretty,
that'd be so
it's
fun.
pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Well, it is now time for Alicia's patented Disney torture test. So, good luck.
This is just your Disney favorites from basically everything under Mickey's umbrella. So you can choose from Disney, Pixar, Star Wars, Marvel, whatever you'd like. And I'm going to change it up a little bit since you haven't really done the parks a lot. First off, though, favorite character.
I'll let you go for it. Mine's going to have to be a Star Wars character.
Mine's Belle.
Belle.
Specifically, like Village Belle that really loves to read and
The
sings
blue
through the
dress.
village. Yeah.
Mine is one of a litany of Star Wars characters. Right now, it would be Cassian Andor.
Yes.
Because, the Andor show is my very favorite Star Wars.
It's
Nice.
very good.
So well done.
I
Nice.
haven't seen the next
Yes,
season
we've
yet, so
we've
watch
saved our second season. We will be binging that momentarily.
We just started it. Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent.
Favorite movie?
So, like I mentioned, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I could list any of the Star Wars movies. I'm not going to. Those are absolutely my favorite. But growing up, my very favorite Disney classic was Robin Hood. That was like, we had it on VHS. I know exactly what commercials come on at what parts, because we taped it off of like ABC or something. And that was like our go-to Disney classic. So fun.
I really love Encanto. It's a newer one, but my kids, they really went through a big Encanto phase when it first came out. And now I think we might have overdone it because now I'm like, should we watch Encanto? And they're like, let's watch something else. I'm like, but it's so good. Like whenever we're picking a family movie.
Yeah.
I think we overdid it.
You do.
Encanto is also wonderful.
I love the
I don't want to
soundtrack.
talk about Bruno anymore.
Yeah. I
So
love the soundtrack.
No, the soundtrack is so good.
it's so good. Yeah.
Favorite Disney snack?
Well, just getting off the boat right now, it's the soft serve. But I know it's different in the parks. There's a lot more snacks available in the parks. But the soft serve ice cream on the boat was a daily multiple times an afternoon snack for the kids. And we would put the kids to bed at night and we would sneak back down and get a late night cone too.
Or two or three. Yeah. I would agree.
I love that.
Favorite character experience?
I loved seeing the girls meet Minnie Mouse because we got to meet her the night we went to Animator's Palette, which was the night that I had dressed my whole family up to look like Minnie and Mickey. And so our youngest, she had the cutest little Minnie Mouse dress, and they both were wearing their mini ears, you know, just the classic red and white and black ears. And Minnie just loved seeing her in her dress matching, you know, like they had a really sweet, like they were both twirling together. It was just really sweet. And the girls, I think, just really loved meeting her the most. Yeah.
I would second that, but to say something different, boys got in line to meet Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. And we had seen him around different. And I was just he was so in character, and I loved it. Like, you know, the other cast members that are helping, like, you know, corral or help, you know, the lines and stuff. Like, Stitch would just run off, and they like chasing him down, like, no, back this, you know. They were like so in character, it was so good. And then the boys, when they got in line and met him, like our 8-year-old, he had the pen he wanted him to sign with was actually a little guitar thing, and so he like did a whole little guitar solo on that. It was like it was just this great, you know, fun little moment that the boys just loved and thought was hilarious.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I will say the character meeting that didn't happen that I think would have been the best is if Max had been on the boat, so Goofy's son, because our kids love the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And our 8-year-old has learned the power line dance. From eye to eye, and he like was hoping, because we had seen like one video where like they had a dance party in the atrium and they played that song, and Goofy was there and did the dance, and so he was like, I want to learn it in case we do that, so I can do it with Goofy and things. And so, but if Max had been there, and I did a little bit of research and saw like he has been on cruises before, but you know, not a guarantee by any means. That would have been really fun.
We saw Max at like a on deck dance party.
Did we?
I forget.
I know you've seen him at the parks a bunch.
Yeah, I want to say maybe it was on the Wish, like when we were on like early on in its run. They started off a party, and I think Alicia, you were off with the kids doing something, and I went and like just got video of the party just because we're now content creators ? And so get content. It was really neat, and but I haven't seen him a lot other than like rare appearances.
He's kind of a niche character.
Yeah.
But he happens to be specifically Bishop's favorite. And
nice.
Favorite place on the ship?
I think for me, I enjoyed the entertainment so much in the theater. It's not necessarily like the coolest or the best place, but the experiences that we had there were my favorite. Yeah.
I found myself, if I was wandering around with one of the kids or Callie and I were on a walk, I would gravitate towards the 10th deck near the front where there's like the ping pong and stuff. But even going outside of there, just being able to see where we're going and just the wind, and it was just so beautiful and so fun.
I'm going to take some questions from one of our other podcasts that we love listening to, the DCL Duo. Favorite sweet item on the ship?
Cream brulee. There was a cream brulee cheesecake one night.
Ooh.
That was delicious. Yeah.
And for me, it was the ice cream. Just it was delicious and just always there. So
there you go.
And finally, favorite savory item?
Oh, at Rapunzel's, I got the appetizer. I got it was like the little cheese plate, charcuterie board thing that I really thought was really, really good. I really liked it. There were a few. I didn't know what everything was on there. I know it said it in the menu, but the menu was gone. I was like, I don't know what this is. But it was really, really delicious.
Yeah. I think that they did the appetizers and the soup courses really well. I really enjoyed the appetizers, and like there was a really good bruschetta one day. There was several really good potato soups, which the only reason that sticks out in my mind is because potato soup is our 6-year-old daughter's favorite food. That's what she requests for her birthday dinner and everything. And so every time it was on our menu, we'd be like, oh, Arden, there's potato soup tonight, and so she would order it along with her mac and cheese, and she would have that. And so it's like, okay, there's a little more variety in her meal tonight, not just mac and cheese and French fries.
Specifically, our 4-year-old had mac and cheese for every single lunch and dinner.
Yep. Every lunch, every
single one.
Yeah.
As you do.
Our server just laughed by the end of it. She's like, yeah, I know. I already wrote it down.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, you survived.
Oh, thanks.
We thrived.
Yeah.
So what's next? You doing another cruise?
Oh,
we
man.
would love to.
We'd love to. Yeah. We got to
buy a new minivan first.
Yeah.
That's our next big expenditure.
Yeah.
So,
details.
Yeah.
Real life gets in the way of all our vacation plans, so I understand.
What's that about?
But that would be, it has set a very high bar that we would love to cross again.
Yeah. And I think it would be really fun to take our kids to Disneyland. All of my brothers live down in Southern California. So I'm like, okay, we just need to go visit them and take them to a day because they've never experienced that. And I think that this was a great first way to experience Disney with them, just with their different ages. Because, being in Disneyland, I would want to experience everything through all of their eyes, and I know my boys are going to want to go do different things than my girls are going to want to do. And so I physically can't be with them, unless we do multiple days and we all just stick together the whole time. But I think that this was a really great first time into the Disney world. Not Disney World, but, the world of Disney.
The world of Disney, yes.
And so I think that would be a really great thing to do now is Disneyland and see how that, compares for them and how, there's so much more in the parks than there can be on a boat. And so just experiencing that with them, I think would be really fun.
Yeah. And we had talked about maybe doing Disney World when we were in Orlando, like staying after or doing before. And we kind of just landed like, we're already doing the cruise. We're making some amazing memories there.
Yeah.
Let's let that be what that is. We don't have to also do Disney World too. Like we're already here, setting the high bar. And so being able to do that would have been a lot of fun. But
I think it would have been a lot too much to do it after the cruise. I think the only thing we could have done is maybe before, which my youngest brother and his wife, they don't have kids. They did do a couple of days before. And they got on, and their first night, they went and got a couples massage. They were like, we've been walking for the last few days. Like, we're going to go get a massage.
Yeah. So that is the way to do it, is the parks first.
Yes.
And then relax on the cruise.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
This is so fun.
Absolutely. It was great to hear all about your first time with the magic and really, getting to live like you've been talking about, living like this dream and seeing all this pixie dust happen through your kids. Like, that's such a magical experience. I'm glad you guys got a chance to do that. And congratulations to your dad on retirement.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I know. It was such a gift for them to take us. And it was a really great experience. So.
Unbelievable.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Please remember, we are not affiliated with Disney or their subsidiaries. These are personal opinions and suggestions based on our own experiences. We recommend working with a travel agent or contacting Disney directly to plan your perfect vacation.
If you have questions or suggestions or would like to be interviewed on our show to share your Disney experiences, please send an email to podcast@ourmousecapades.com.
You can follow us on socials. We are at Our Mousecapades. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, and YouTube.
And please give us a rating and review in your podcast app. That really helps people find us.
Of course, don't hesitate to share us with your friends and fellow Disney lovers of all ages.
Thanks for listening. We'll be in your ears next week.
Thank you for flying Star Tours. Bye-bye.